heard of your 5 a day?
Yeah. Well, we say, what about if we get 5 cuddles a day too?
Yeah, the importance of physical touch. That's what we're going to be chatting about
Absolutely.
in this week's episode of
Get Real with the English Sisters.
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome.
I mean, physical touch, we all know how good it is, don't we?
Well, yeah, I think we do when we get it, like a gentle touch. However, there are so many times when we don't get it.
Well, I think more than, not getting it, I think it's like you have to make an effort to give it.
You mean you have to give it
and then you'll get it back.
Then you'll get it back.
Because we're so busy in our everyday lives that sometimes you don't just go over and give someone a hug, do you? Unless you see they're crying or something. But even then.
Well, no, I mean, the truth is you don't have to be in a relationship to get, to get the benefits from physical touch. Obviously, like just a gentle way, a hug, even the physical touch of a handshake can be beneficial to us as human beings.
Yeah, or a fist bump or something.
Yeah, it's just touch. And I think especially nowadays, after we've come out of the pandemic, I think that made us all realise the importance of physical touch and how much we actually missed it.
We did miss it.
I think everyone did.
Well, it was horrible.
It was horrible, and you missed not being able to have that connection with others. After all, it's the first thing you do when you're born, isn't it? You get held.
Because the babies that don't have physical touch, actually their development is stunted.
It's very stunted.
We saw those horrific images from the orphanages.
Exactly. So it's the first thing you need. And also that study done on premature babies, when they actually put them close to the parent's body, the babies started thriving.
Exactly.
So, I mean...
Yeah, the survival rates went up incredibly.
So where's that come from? That was all from the physical touch. It just lowers your stress levels, lowers everything down. It's sort of like an immediate benefit for us, and it's such an easy thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think that, especially as parents, I think sometimes we don't realise how much our children long for it.
Yeah, you're right about that.
And we just ignore their, calling for it.
Yeah.
Because they give, little signs, don't they?
Because I think when they're babies, they're always being touched, because you have to hold them, and you have to pick them up, and then... But yeah.
When they get a little bit older, though, sometimes you forget how important cuddle time is.
Yeah. Well, that's what you were telling me the other day, because my son now, he's 25. And the other day, he was just hovering around us, both of us, and he was saying, "Hi, Auntie, hi." And then you were going, "Oh, I think he's can't you see he's coming close to you?" And I didn't notice it.
He wanted a hug.
And you were saying he wants a hug. And then afterwards I kind of consciously started thinking, I should probably give him more hugs. It's a bit of a tough time in his life now, and he's suffering from headaches, and I thought, maybe just by giving him more cuddles.
I think it helps a lot, definitely.
Yeah, so I have started doing that even more. Obviously I want to cuddle him. He's my son. I have 2 lovely sons, but
I think when they get older, you forget to cuddle them. I mean, you can't be cuddling them. What I mean is you forget to give them a hug.
No, it's like that famous study that now I can't find, but the lady that said you need to give 11 hugs.
For well-being.
For well-being, and I think that was for kids or for adults. I don't know.
I think it was 10 hugs a day or something.
No, it was 11. I remember when we first learned it. It was I thought, what? Do kids really need that much hugging?
I think the thing with us as well, with our modern lives, is that a lot of the times we're all on our separate devices, and that you forget to sit, because before maybe you would sit together and watch a film together and cuddle each other, and if you had a partner, you do that. Whereas now we tend to be more on our separate device, each one that goes their own way more.
Oh, of course, yeah. It was Virginia Satir, the world-renowned family therapist. She was famous for saying, we need 4 hugs a day for survival. We need 8 hugs a day for maintenance. We need 12 hugs a day for growth. So she was the first one who was saying that you need give your kids like 12 hugs a day. And I remember when the kids were little, and we thought 12 hugs. Surely we give them 12 hugs, but then you don't actually.
No, it's actually a lot.
It's
hugs.
a lot.
It's a lot of hugging.
It's a lot of hugging, and
It's like a hug every hour or something.
that's like for thrival. Like you thrive on that. Gosh.
I think it'll be a bit hard. It's like getting your 5 a day. It can be quite tricky.
Yeah.
Oh, unless you give them all at once. So you say, okay, 1 hug, 2 hugs, 3 hugs, 4 hugs, 5 hugs.
No, that doesn't count. No, I think. Well, maybe just one really long, big hug, but.
But also, the interesting thing about hugging is that they say you shouldn't stop the hug, especially with your kids, until they pull away from you for the healing hug.
Really? Oh, so you have to, like, you're really good at that, aren't you?
Yeah. So when I hug my kids, I wait for them to kind of pull away to sort of say it's over, otherwise I don't let go.
Yeah, I know, you don't let go. She loves hugging and touching. It's every 5 minutes. All right, kiss, 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 kisses. Good night, kiss. Good night. Hello, good morning. She's a right cuddler. Well, apparently hugs strengthen your immune system and balance your body out.
Yeah,
we kind of all know that.
Look at when you're in the hospital and they
oh
a
my
nurse or a doctor
God.
touches you, how nice it is. Obviously,
you're
if you're
right.
not averse, because you have to be respectful. Some people do not like to be touched in any way.
Yeah, sure.
Or hugged. But here we're talking about people that,
Yeah, normal physical, gentle
people that
touching,
like
obviously.
gentle, touch.
Yeah, hugs and normal. Yeah, obviously.
No, a lot of people on the spectrum, for instance, they
Don't
to be
like
touched,
it, and
so,
that's perfectly,
you have
I
to
think,
be acceptable.
that's perfectly fine. But not for
Very
us.
respectful, I mean.
If you don't have any issues around it, it's actually really, really good for your immune system and for your
You can
body
usually tell
and your
when
brain.
you're talking to someone if they like to be, if they
just a
like to be
gentle,
gentle pat or a touch.
You're right. I remember
Because
when
you
I
can
was
tell.
actually in the hospital and a nurse did actually just touch my arm.
How calming it is.
It was instantly like you think, oh, God. It was so amazing that one
because
time
it
when I really
understands.
needed somebody, and I couldn't get any one of you lot, and I just had that, and I thought, oh my God, that's so amazing. It was such a small thing.
Yes,
They often do it, nurses, like they might just put their hand here.
They teach the nurses to do that.
Yeah, well, that's why do they teach the nurses? Because it lowers your blood pressure.
Lowers the blood pressure. It's good for you.
Instantly calms you.
Mm-hmm. Well, we did the havening course where they do where you learn to it's like a therapy, and you go and just stroke your own
Yeah, you
arms.
like
If
give
you watch
yourself
us
a
on
hug.
YouTube, we're giving ourselves a hug, and then you allow your hands just to slide down, and you breathe in deeply, and it's actually really soothing and relaxing. So you can just do it to yourself if you haven't got anyone to hug you.
Yeah, you just fold your arms across your chest, and you can, like, even in the shower, for example, whenever you want, whenever you feel like you're feeling a bit tense, and you just gently bring your hands down against your arm.
Yeah, you cross your arms and then you fold your hands and let them slide down your arms.
And that's it.
Across your hands,
Yeah.
across your chest.
And
let them slide down. It's actually, I'm doing it now, it actually feels very calming.
it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's just such a
It's
like when you would pretend to
it's a
dance,
sensory
like when you were kids and you would pretend that you were
pretend to
dancing.
dance with yourself. That's it.
And around you can see your hands right around the back. Yeah.
It's
There's reasons for that, isn't it, as well?
reasons.
It's pretty amazing, physical touch, and how often we can forget about it. How a simple, such a simple thing. We forget that we're mammals. We need this, to be in a group,
like
to need.
animals like to be stroked.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Annabelle, you're right about that. Your dog, little cats, how much they enjoy it. All that purring. We've got one of our little rescue cats. As soon as she put a hand over her head, it's massive purring so quickly. You can see she likes it more than the other little rescue cat.
The other one has to be more respected.
Yeah,
she doesn't like
it as much. And the same goes for people.
Yeah.
There you go. It's the same for people. So,
But
we
I
have to
found the
try.
amazing benefits of it, of actually giving like programming hugs. Sort of thinking I'm going to not program, but I think I'm going to become aware of hugging more. Because it's a bit like another to-do thing. You have to put it in your to-do list. Because we don't do it naturally. Most people don't hug all the time.
But to actually put it in your to-do list.
Yeah,
I didn't, when I started
get
like
the hugs
hugging.
in, like the fruit and veg. You have to get at least 5 hugs, I would say.
Oh, yeah, at least 5. I mean, what,
And
it's supposed to be
you haven't
4.
got anyone that you can hug because you're in a long-distance relationship, or you're not in a relationship, or you haven't got your family around or any friends around, if you're feeling lonely, I suggest that you hug, you do the havening hug, where you just fold your arms and allow them to slide down and kind of give yourself a hug.
Absolutely.
And feel it, because it is so important. Otherwise, if you go out and about as well, there's always opportunities of a gentle touch without being creepy or anything.
No,
but with you can have the, if you look for the opportunities, there will be opportunities to just gently touch someone respectfully, obviously.
They boost oxytocin levels, which heal feelings of loneliness, isolation and anger. Hugging is a shared experience. You're both giving and receiving. That's why it's so important.
That's why I think those going to group things as well, if you're lonely, and that you can go to group things and do like.
It actually said that extended hugging, like what you were saying before, extended hugging, 20 seconds or more, boosts your serotonin levels, causing you to feel happy and more positive emotions overall, even if you don't realise it at first. So it might not be an immediate thing. You might think, oh, that person's a bit of a hugger. Like, there might be people that are more huggy, and they're like, now with this social distancing and everything that's happened, it almost seems weird for me to even say this, but
do you know what I mean? For instance, before or here, where you were allowed to hug. If a child was crying, you're allowed to give them a hug. Now, obviously, with all the things that have come out, the teachers have to be careful, but every time our hugging and our human touch is being restricted. That's the thing.
Yes. My other son's girlfriend, she works with small children, and she says that ever since, the pandemic and everything, she said they started telling them, don't touch the children, she said it's been so bad. They cry so much more in preschool. The little ones, she said it's been hell. And now finally, she was writing, yesterday she was telling us, saying that she can finally pick them up again. God. And, like cuddle them and console them when the mum goes and everything. She said, oh, it's been so amazing. Now, she said the schools have reopened and she can actually pick and hug them again. And have that relationship with them, have that connection with them. Because these little ones, they're like the purest form of, like, little, they don't even know what's going on. They they instinctively know something is.
Weird.
They want connection. They want other humans to come, and it's just exactly. and they don't know what's going on. But she said now finally, she was telling my son yesterday how good it is finally that she can actually pick them up again and cuddle them and. Anyway,
the thing is that for some people that overstep and they abuse their power or whatever as a teacher, then everybody has to suffer, because most
teachers are great and they don't.
They just want to really give just a hug, whereas other people have more sinister intentions, and that's where all this like distancing and
as well.
That's where it all comes from, unfortunately, and rightly so probably, but. There has to be a happy medium, I think.
Where that you can't,
as well.
Common sense and guidelines and like what you were saying, nurses are taught. But how calming is it if a teacher also just maybe puts his hand on your arm, for goodness sake? I'm not, or her hand, and just said it's okay, on a shoulder. something like that. I think it's really calming for anyone really, in any circumstance.
Yeah.
Unless you don't want to, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're thinking of that, aren't you?
Thinking if you don't want to.
No, yeah, obviously.
Because
it's like what you were saying before.
I think that's what I
Unfortunately,
think it has
the
to be
creepy
common
ones
sense
have ruined
and,
it.
Yeah, they have, and there has to be common sense.
And you have to protect the kids,
Yeah,
obviously, above all. So,
But anyway, in your own family circumstances
Yes,
and with your friends, make sure that you give loads of hugs. I would say.
I would say, yeah, get
More
them
hugs.
more hugs. Yeah, think of it
There's
as
you see these little social media things, don't you? I'm here for a hug. If anyone wants to hug, and you see how many people go and hug.
I have seen things like
Where
that.
people just stand in the street and they say like free hugs.
Gosh, I haven't seen that for a while now.
I
but
saw it not that long ago on a social media post. Somewhere.
yeah. I
So
think
many
that can
people
be
go
really
and
beneficial as well, even if it's from somebody you don't know.
A
You mean
stranger. Yeah.
from a stranger? Yeah. So it's
Well,
just your
these are
connection.
strangers, but they've got a little thing on them saying free hugs,
Oh.
and people go up to get hugs, and then they're all
because
smiling.
they might need it. You know, they've had a.
Even if they don't need it,
That's
you just
what I
it's
mean.
just the benefit of it.
You think as when you're an adult you don't need it.
No.
Big mistake.
I mean, would you go up in the street and give a
Never.
free hug?
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't go up to someone and give them a free hug. I mean,
They want to give you a free hug. You wouldn't go and let
Oh, I
them.
might. Yeah, I mean, like what you say, if I knew it was like a thing. Yeah. So, if it was just somebody comes up and say, I'll give you a free hug, I might.
They've got hugs on
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, if they've got
It's
hugs.
just like a thing.
Yeah, if it's a thing, why not? I think it's
No,
really
because
lovely,
obviously if
actually.
there's someone that just wanted to hug you in the street, you might think he's going to try and pickpocket, or she's going to try and pickpocket you. You have
Yes.
to be wary as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. There could be lots of other.
And more sinister intentions.
You like that
Why
word?
does our mind always have to go there? Because unfortunately it's like that.
Because
There always has to be a caution.
yes.
It's not that you just go
But
and
this
give hugs
podcast is
with
about the
consent.
benefits
Or
of
otherwise
physical
you
touch.
just say, can I give you a hug? And they'll say yes or no. And they can consent to it.
You know, maybe we should also learn to say, I really need a hug today.
Well, yes.
You know, like within our
sometimes
friends,
with
we
your
don't say it.
relationship as well, you're thinking, all I want is a hug.
I think that as well with
And
my
I
husband.
don't want you to go on a massive rant about
No.
this. I just need a hug.
Me too, but I don't actually say it. I rarely say it because I think you should know I need a
Yeah,
hug.
so
But,
do I.
but he doesn't know I need a hug, and he just
No, I
tries to
have
find...
learned to say it. Sometimes I say, I just want you to hug me. That's all
Yeah,
I need.
yeah.
I have learned.
Yeah, normally it's some old
At the
big...
ripe old age of. Finally.
Yeah, but it's difficult though, isn't it? It's not really difficult, but it's not really... I don't know, it's in the culture or
I
something,
think it's
is it?
considered still like a sign of weakness to say you need a hug. So you always have to feel as if you have to be strong.
Yeah, that's it.
I think that's
Self-sufficient,
where it stems
you
from.
know. Oh, I don't... Yeah.
Independent. I don't need anyone kind of thing. Kind of attitude.
Yeah, that's not true.
When we all need everybody.
We all need it. And if we all learn just to say, you know, like it's sweet to say, how's your day? And tell me about your day. But also to say, yeah, my day's been, I need a hug. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? You know, like teach the little ones to say, I need a hug. Teach them to say it so that they grow up and they know they know to ask for it, like to say, I need a hug.
I think they do now. You teach.
Yeah, but I don't think they actually say it though.
I need a hug.
No.
I think they do.
Do you go to your friends and say, I need a hug? No, you don't.
Because I don't normally need a hug off my friends. I'm usually okay, but I would probably
No, but
give
you
them
think
a hug.
you always give them a hug.
I
Anyone
give
you
them a-
meet,
I give anyone I meet big hugs.
Yeah,
After, obviously with consent.
but do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Is like
I think
it's not part of our
It's not part of our culture. We're
language.
expected for other people to see that you need a hug and them to give you
yes,
a hug.
and only need a hug when like, oh, you've had a bad day because you look sad, or something upsetting has happened.
Yeah, but not just because you need those 5 hugs a day.
Exactly. Well, according, to Virginia,
Well, I'm
you
going to cut
need
it
12.
to 5 because I think 12 is exaggerated in this day and age because no one's going to get them. So it's
No
going
one-
to be like hardly anyone. So it's
Yeah,
going to
you
be
just
like
won't
an
bother-
impossible mission that
Yeah.
you're going to fail it. So then you won't bother and you won't even get 1 hug a day.
So let's try and do 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you can't get it from other people, you could cuddle yourself.
Because I'm thinking like with my husband, I would give him a hug in the morning. And
An actual hug.
Yeah.
We
A
just
kiss
give
and
like a little
hug.
kiss. It's not a hug.
No, I try and give a hug if he's standing up.
Really?
Yeah.
You try and get it because you're a huggy one. He's not that crazy about it. I've seen him.
Yes,
He's all right, you better.
Oh, he does
Is
like them.
he? Does he? Okay. He'd probably think there's something wrong with you if you were like...
No, I give him hugs.
5 or 6.
We give each other hugs. I give more hugs now ever since I learned that years ago when we learned that.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely going to do it more now after this podcast, as usual. We try and implement everything.
You give that many hugs to your husband?
No,
Hardly any.
probably not. He probably. I don't know if he's a real hugger.
No, because he probably never has had it. He doesn't know what it's like.
No, he never. He doesn't eat, like, even if he sees me upset, he'll never say, or come over and give me a hug. It's not something.
I'd like you to do the experiment today when he comes home.
I will.
Give him a long hug until he actually pulls away. I can already imagine him saying, "Basta."
Yeah, me too. Basta, I want to go and have a shower. What are you doing? That'll be weird. He'll probably think of you. What's happened? So, yeah, the times I can really remember long... I mean, I'm not talking about closeness because we hold hands all the time.
Yeah, no, I'm just
Maybe it's
saying
a different...
hug.
Just like the bear hug, like the hug. No, it's not really that common.
The hugs are actually, they feel different because it's like total body contact, body to body, heart to heart.
Heart to heart, yeah.
And so it feels different than like holding hands. You actually feel the whole physical.
Well, I'm definitely going to try it. I'll be more conscious of doing more hugging. Yeah. Absolutely.
And I find that when your children pull away from hugs, that's often when they need it most, the hug. So insist a little bit, unless you see they really don't want it, obviously. But
that's what you were saying when you were little.
I was little, I was used to say, no, Mama, I don't want a hug, but really I did want one. It's because I was like kind of a little bit embarrassed. I was always a bit embarrassed of the emotion of the love kind of thing. But I think that's the way we were brought up more. Like, even though Mum was really expressive with I love you. But it was, I think the whole general society was more like that. Whereas now it's more lovey, I love you on text and everything to all your friends and things. Love you.
Yeah, I guess it's not so sacred
more.
like it was before.
It was like, just like
you can give hearts to everyone now.
Yeah, there was no hearts and things like that.
No.
So it's cuter now.
Oh, it's much nicer.
Well, let us know what you think. Are you a hugger? Do you like giving hugs? Are you going to get your 5 hugs a day in? Let us know.
And let us know. And tell us how you feel about it.
Yes.
If you have, what's like, did you feel calmer? Are all these benefits, are you being able to reap them? Let us know about that.
I say we should give each other a hug now.
Okay. Any chance she gets, it's a big hug. But yeah.
Well, thank you for listening.
Thank you.
And come and watch the video on YouTube too. Bye-bye. Lots of love and hugs,
Hugs from the English sisters. Bye-bye.